Wow,
So good.
guys.
So good, Mel.
So good. Let's just quickly go to our after show thoughts. Yep, after show thoughts. I mean, it can be short. So anyway, this is our after part 2, after the show thoughts, sort of part 2 of Mel and the All-Male Panel. And we were talking about relationships, guy friendships, and then how men and women work together. So I don't know, is there anything that we left out? And yeah, thank you. That was really awesome. I didn't expect that coming from me, but I think it could be, you know what? It could be maybe that there's so many, I mean, women and men who've had to really work hard, right, at finding their place. Gender for me, ethnicity, age, everything, you know, and so it has taken women and men to lift me, but I think that's why I do this show too. I mean, a lot of it is just trying to, you know, bring people together and give them an opportunity, but it hasn't been easy. It's not easy.
I think our definition of what we're looking for in a best friend changes over time too.
Yeah.
So, you know, we joke about the word buddy. I have some buddies. Well, when I think about that, I do have a lot of buddies who are like hang out with, watch the game with, fun stuff like that. But sometimes I want that friend who's a few steps ahead or have different experiences than me that I might not necessarily hang out with in the same way, but I need that close relationship. And I would have never said that in my 20s. Not saying that about you, Theo. I was a blind spot for me. So it's almost different now. Like, not to categorize friends, but I need friends who represent different things, who can enrich me in different ways. Some of it's the fun hangout. Right. Some of it's like, I know who I got to call. I might not have talked to them in 4 months, but I know who I got to call. And they might not be in the same demographic or zone or age and stage, but that's the person God uses. And I think that's so important to open up our scope of like, what are we looking for in friendship and what do we need?
Yeah.
Who does God use then to like sharpen us and challenge us and all that kind of stuff? It's different.
It's different.
Than when I was 15.
Yeah.
I just want another 15-year-old.
Yeah. And I found as I got older, my friend pool has gotten smaller too. Like you want to invest in certain people more than just like throwing it out to like 50. You're really wanting to invest in.
Yeah. Because you see like the fruit that comes out of like those you reduce because you see of what's happening as a result of your relationship and your maturity with that person. So we start with all these friends, and then each experience we realize who's our friend, who's our friend. Who's our friend? Who's our friend? And then you get down to you're down to these couple of friends. You're like, okay, these are the people.
You're left.
You? Only you?
How
did you make it?
I know.
Totally.
Well, I'm surprised at my friendships too now. You would never, if you saw me in my 20s, you would never picked out my best friends that are now today, ever.
Right.
Very
But I think
different.
you probably look back and even look along the way of people who've played significant friendship roles in my decades. And I'm so thankful for that era of time that we had, and we may not have it anymore, but I look back fondly and say, that was significant friendship. Oh, too bad it's gone. No, I celebrate what it was and trust that God has people that will enrich my life in this decade.
Theo, you were going to say something?
I was going to, I think just bringing it back into beyond the friendship and the friendship between male and female, I think something that I really find comfort in is when we do fight. Because if we are fighting, it means that we're trying to make the other person better. And I think there's value in starting to understand where the other person's coming from and them understanding where you're coming from so that you can appreciate them deeper. And that's something that is hopefully at the heart of every fight, is the actual, or that's the result, is actually being able to love that person deeper. Regardless if it's a friendship love or if it's your wife or girlfriend or whatever, it's because you have gone through that adversity together, you're able to appreciate each other more because of that.
Awesome. Really good, you guys. Well, that was the afterthoughts of the show, of the All-Male Panel, Part 2, where we talked about men and women relationships and guy friendships. So I hope you enjoyed it. See ya.